again, everybody. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside, and boy, we're ready to go with another big day of USWA Championship Wrestling. Glad you can join us. Corey, what a week. Doug Gilbert injured this week.
Oh, boy.
Tommy Rich, his former partner, and Jeff Jarrett team up, jump on him.
Surprisingly, Tommy Rich shows up USWA action, and Rich turns on Doug Gilbert. Can you believe that?
It's amazing. Doug is injured. He won't be here today, but a lot of folks are here. New tag team champions, Brickhouse Brown and Reggie B. Fine. They're mighty happy today. They've got the tag team belts. They're going to be going against the former champions in a non-title match here today. Talking about Bart Simpson and Flex Cavana.
Yeah, Bart Sawyer and Flex Cavana. Also, we got the team, Dave, of back here in the USWA, the Moondogs.
And when they come
right here today,
when they come in, you never know what's going to happen. So be ready for the Moondogs here today. Also, Johnny Rotten. He was here some time ago. Hasn't been around in some time. He's rugged. He's going to be here today.
We'll have highlights of that unified world title bout that took place in the USWA with Double J, Jeff Jarrett, taking on Big Sid Vicious.
And let's get to it right now. We'll take a break. We'll be back. And when we come back, we've got a TV title match coming up. Are you ready for this? It's going to be Lawler against Wolfie D. Don't go away. Well, TV title match, as promised, coming up right here. Lawler, situation developed, was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, we're trading off a challenge for the TV title and all that. Wolfie D will be in here in just a couple of minutes. And here is Bill Dundee. Bill.
How are you, sir?
Well, hi, Bill.
All right.
We've got a title match coming up here real quick.
You sure do have a title match coming up real quick. You know who it is?
Yeah, it's Wolfie D against Jerry Lawler.
No, not just Jerry Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler. That makes him the best there is at what he does, and that's wrestle. And Wolfie D, this is the demise of you, brother. I have it all figured out today. The King is going to walk right in this ring and whoop you and take that belt 1, 2, 3, and you're no longer the TV title. He sleeps with that belt, you know. He sure does. He wears it to bed, somebody told me.
Well, I don't know about that. I know he's proud of it. And, you know, Jerry, the King is tough. There's no doubt about it. But he's going to have to go in the ring and win the belt.
He's going to win it. Make no mistake about that. He'll whoop that punk in his sleep. Well, Wolfie D, you better listen and listen up good. Because today, right here on this television, this is the end of Wolfie D. Everything that is close to your heart, everything that you like, and everything that you loved is leaving you today. And it's starting with the belt with the King. Thank you, Mr. Dave Brown.
Well, okay. Thank you, Bill. Bill, of course, this feud with Wolfie D has just been going on forever. They're still very unhappy with each other. I'm happy to see that Bill has gone back out of the wrestling area. Here's the referee. Downtown Bruno's headed for the ring. And we are going to be set to go with the USWA TV title on the line. The challenger coming in here today, the King, Jerry Lawler, the champion.
Boy.
And a very good, here he is, here's the champion right here, Wolfie D.
Oh, he's got that hubcap close to his heart, Dave. Wolfie D making his way around the ring, and here is the challenger.
And here is a problem,
coming into the area.
Here is a problem. Scott Bowden is out here with the King, and for a brief, beautiful moment, I'd forgotten he was going to be around.
You know, Dave, even you aren't going to spoil my good mood because, you see, everything is going Scott Bowden's way here in the USWA. I told everyone last week that I'm like Don King. If there's a way to get a title match, I'm going to find it. And lo and behold, what do we have here today? I have the King lined up in a TV title match, and not only that, we cut Tony Williams' hair. For once, Tony's hair matches his entire body. It's very, very short. His hair looks ridiculous. It looks worse than your toupee, Dave Brown. And today, I'm going to guide the greatest professional athlete of our time, Jerry the King Lawler, to a TV title victory right here today on television.
Well, we'll see.
Have you got Tony Williams scheduled to be out here today?
Yeah, we're going to talk to Tony a little bit later on.
Just wait and see how stupid his hair looks now. It's going to be terrific.
Let me ask you something.
What is this?
It's money, Dave Brown.
What?
1,
Bill?
2.
Peeling off $100 bills here.
Just go spend it somewhere and let me manage that.
What?
You just paid him $300 to get lost today.
stand ringside right here beside the king today. I'm taking his place. Is it a deal?
You got a deal? You got a deal? Things are really going my way today, King. You don't mind, do you?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Okay. You talk about art of the deal. Donald Trump doesn't have anything on Scott Bowden.
Well, there goes Scott. Well, I don't like this for the sake of the match. Oh, having Dundee out here at ringside, especially after the threats he's made against Wolfie D just moments ago.
Yeah.
I was glad to see him do his interview and then leave, and now all of a sudden he's back and he pays Scott Bowden $300 and sends him out of here.
Boy.
Well,
that proves Bowden can take a few dollars and he's out of here.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
So Dundee in the corner of the king, Jerry Lawler. USWA television title is on the line. Referee downtown Bruno hands the bell out and calls for the bell.
And most of the time you would have to say heavy favorite in the match is the king, but I'm not sure that's the case here. Wolfie D has proven that he can go in there against anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Both as a tag team wrestler and as a single wrestler. Oh, Lawler kicks the hubcap off the side of the ring apron that Wolfie D had left over there. Wolfie down on the floor to retrieve it. Grabs it and heads into the ring with it. And Lawler takes the opportunity to step out of the ring and complain about the foreign object. And Bill Dundee, of course, the manager for the day. Wolfie says the hubcap's not there for you. It's just in case Dundee does anything that I need a little equalizer.
Wolfie D and the king tangling up now. Lawler backed into the corner by Wolfie D and referee downtown Bruno in. And again, Lawler just takes his boot, Dave, and just slides the hubcap there on the concrete floor.
Here comes Wolfie D again with a hubcap. And again, Lawler is outside, and he and Dundee are going, hey, what's going on here? What does he have the hubcap in the ring for?
Well, he's got it on the apron, Dave. He doesn't even have it in the ring. Maybe if...
He hangs it over the pole this time. He's got the chain on it.
Tell me. He's just got it in the corner.
Why do you need Dundee out here?
Lawler steps into the ring.
Plus, he called me stupid, didn't he?
Challenges Wolfie D.
He looked pretty stupid, don't he?
Well, getting into a name-calling situation here, which is not wise.
Wolfie D backs him into the corner there.
Got Dundee up on the apron, distracting the referee. Lawler smacks him with the right hand, grabs the hubcap and nails Wolfie, and then dumps the hubcap down on the floor.
Again. He dispatches the hubcap that Wolfie D brought into the ring area. He's got it out on the concrete floor. And Lawler taking advantage of smashing down on that hubcap on the Wolfie, choking him dead.
Now who looks stupid, huh?
Dundee adding a little insult over here.
The king, Jerry Lawler, picks up Wolfie D high. Big body slam takes him down. Well, a good move from Lawler. He just scooped up Wolfie and dumped him down. With a body slam, and backs him up into the rope. Here he goes. Wolfie comes off. Backdrop from the king.
Lawler in total control right now. The TV title very much in jeopardy as Wolfie D is defending it here today. Ooh, that fit.
Lawler whips him into the ropes here. Wolfie comes off. Sunset flip. He's got him down. He has got him covered, Dave.
Dundee's got the referee distracted, though, and Bruno never saw what was going on and never started the count due to the distraction by Bill Dundee.
He had Lawler down, definitely. Maybe a 3 count, and the king back on his feet. Unloads on the right hand on Wolfie D.
Dundee and Lawler, of course, tag team partners arguably one of the best tag teams in the history of wrestling.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. As the King works over Wolfie D, slams him into the top turnbuckle. USWA television title on the run today. Wolfie returns the favor to Lawler. Again, pounds his head into that turnbuckle.
Reversal by Wolfie. That sends a message to Lawler. I'm not out of it yet. Lawler out of the ring, down on the floor, conference with Dundee. Taking a moment to regroup, and also taking a moment to try to slow down the momentum that Wolfie D has.
And look at this, Dundee peels his shirt off, and he's ready to jump in there on Wolfie D. I'm sure that didn't mind the entire time he's been out here.
You better not jump in there because that'll be a disqualification.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfie D will have his hand raised and a successful title defense. Lawler climbs back in, complaining about being hit with a fist. Wolfie, of course, has been hit with a fist already 3 or 4 times in the match. TV title on the line. 2 of the toughest competitors anywhere around Jerry, the King Lawler, challenging for the TV title. Wolfie D.
The King with a right uppercut on Wolfie D, and he grabs his hubcap again. Lawler sets it on top of the top turnbuckle. Grabs Wolfie D.
Referee distracted again by Bill Dundee.
Dundee, after paying Scott Bowden off to leave the area here, is at ringside with Lawler. In the corner of the King during this television title bout. And we are not at all thrilled about that one, Dave.
Lawler off the ropes with a right fist. Wolfie moved out of the way.
Here comes Wolfie. Big right hand on Lawler. Backs him up. Into the ropes goes Lawler. Backdrop takes him down. And Wolfie D, the USWA television champion, on the top rope. Drop kicks Lawler down. Dundee gets on the apron, and boy, Wolfie smashes him. Here's Bowden. Scott Bowden now. Oh, Dundee's holding a foot of Wolfie D, and Lawler gets it through.
Oh, boy. Talk about a miscarriage of justice. 3 against 1.
Yeah.
Dundee, Bowden, holding Wolfie D. As the referee counted, and Jerry Lawler with a cover was awarded the belt and the TV title. Here comes Tony Williams. Tony Williams explaining to Bruno what happened.
Hey, Dave, he's reversed it.
Reversal.
Referee downtown Bruno reverses the decision and awards the USWA television title to Wolfie D. Oh, yeah.
He successfully defends it. Wolfie D walks out of here still the TV champion. Bowden, Dundee,
Tony Williams.
they're steamed about it, but we saw it, you saw it, you know what happened. No more conversation. Take a break. We'll be back.
Yeah. We're not going to.
Still, the TV champion is Wolfie D. Strange ending right there, but Dundee had been interfering through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Not directly, but by distracting the referee. Wolfie had a couple of pins and a couple of things happen, like hubcap on top of the head as a result of Dundee's interference and all of that. But the referee makes the reversal. And Bill, I know you're not happy about it. I know you're not happy about it, but that's the way it is. The truth. What? No.
Always the way it is. Wolfie D is a leech. He uses people. He even uses Randy Hales. He's just too dumb to see it. Every time something goes wrong, Dave, every time Wolfie gets beat or something goes wrong, he calls Randy Hales out here and they change it. They done it right then. Jerry Lawler is the rightful owner of that belt.
No, we all saw what happened. You saw what happened. Everybody saw what happened, and the right decision was made.
No, that's another Wolfie D having people... Well...
No, not Wolfie D's fault. He didn't interfere.
Well, he has Randy Hill thinking his way. Now, just all you people out there in TV land, just listen to me 1 minute. Wolfie D is a snake in the grass. He has been from day one. Now, I don't like him, and I don't make no bones about it.
And we know that.
And well, that's fine, but don't just take my word for it. There is other people around here that Wolfie has used and abused and disregarded them like old boots.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just going to prove it to you, Dave. There is people walking around the face of this earth that Wolfie D used, and then when he was done with them, he just kicked them out. You want me to prove it to you?
Yeah, because I can't.
All right. Send him on out here. Come on. There was a team around here called PG-13, and they had 3 of them at one time. Okay. There was 3 of them at one time. When Wolfie D got done with them, he just disregarded them. Well, the one he disregarded first, his name was... Just bring him on out here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. No, it ain't him. Just watch. Come on. Send him on out here. He's a leech and a user. He doesn't... Right here. Now, I ask you, you remember this guy?
Yeah, I remember Midget D, yeah.
Danny, how are you? Okay.
But I don't think the way you're telling it's necessarily the way it went down.
Who treated you nice when you was PG-13?
You.
When you was around here the last time, okay?
Last time I was around here with Wolfie D.
He treated you bad, right?
And he treated me like dirt. See, I had everything. I had a car. I had a house. I had money. I had money. I had it all till I got with Wolfie D, and he messed my life over.
Now, that's another... You know, I'm asking you, what can this little guy do now? Nothing. Wolfie D, he was engaged to be married. You broke that up. He had a nice car. He had a nice home, and he had a nice job. This guy's a computer expert, and you talked him into being in the wrestling business, and when you was done with him, you just cast him aside. Do you ever hear Wolfie talk about his mama? Does he ever come
Not recently, no, but...
No, but he never does, because he's done with her, too. He's a user and an abuser. Everything he does, he uses and abuses. And there's another guy walking around the face of that he did it to. Not just Wolfie D. There's another guy he did it to. Would you like me to bring him out, too?
Well, you might as well.
All right. Come on. Number 3, come on out here. Come on.
Now, now, come on. We all know this story. He didn't dump him. He lost a loser leave town match and had to leave. Oh, come on.
All right. Now, but who lost it? It was a masked team around here called the Cyberpunk.
The Cyberpunk.
All right. There was 2 of them. Got beat in a loser leave. But not only that, they got beat before that when they were PG-13. Wolfie D got beat. He was supposed to leave. Randy Hill said, oh, Wolfie, you can't leave. You got to stay here. Put that stupid mask on, called themselves the Cyberpunks, and they stayed. Then Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee beat this man, and Wolfie D, and the both should have left. Randy Hill made him leave, go all the way to Puerto Rico, and kept Wolfie D, and he went out and he won the TV champion. You know why?
That's not exactly the way that was.
He's egotistical, and he wants everything for Wolfie D. He's done with this little guy, and he's done with Jamie Dundee. He thinks he's a big singles wrestler now because he's the TV champion and winning all the things by himself.
Jamie lost the match. Jamie was the one. That was the stipulation, and that's the reason he left. Okay. That's what happened.
All right, if you want to believe...
And you were the one screaming for it to happen.
Well, he was arrested. Nothing to do with personal. I wanted rid of Wolfie D, and they never told him to go. Did he ever call you in Puerto Rico?
Not one time, Dave, did Wolfie D ever pick up the phone and say, how you doing, Ice? Do you need anything? Anything I can do for you? You're out of work. I'm still working. Can I do something for you? Not one time did he call me, Dave. Not
Who
one
called
time.
you?
Bill Dundee called and said,
That's
Jamie,
right.
You're my son, man. You're out of work. Is there anything I can do for you? I said, I need a little help, and he helped me out, Dave. That's what he did.
What?
And I told him that Wolfie D was not going to call him. I told him he wasn't really his friend. The reason they got in this business to start with is what? Because I brought Jamie around. He met Wolfie D running around somewhere, and they made a tag team. And then they find this little guy here. Wolfie D abuses him and throws him out. What can little Danny do with that thing now? Jamie...
All right, well, I suspect we're going to hear more of exactly the way the story did occur, because here is Wolfie D right. Have you been listening to all this?
Unfortunately, and I'm really not believing what I'm hearing. First of all, Danny, you're right. I had nothing to do with you. You were hanging around with Jamie long before I ever met you, and then we brought you in and we give you my name, and you're going to say that I ruined your life. If anybody ruined your life and talked you into coming along with us, it was one of these two right here. It wasn't me. I didn't even know you. But I was happy to have you along, and I treated you good. And if you sit here and say I didn't, you're a liar. No, I don't even, Midge, just come on, man. Just come on. Just come on. Just come on. Yeah, don't sweat me, Midge.
No, you used and abused.
Jamie, and you're going to sit here and say that I never picked up the phone and called you.
I'm doing good. I'm back, man. I'm
James,
doing fine.
James, just hang on a second. Hang on a second. There's 100 million hotels in Puerto Rico. Now, who beat you, first of all? Who beat you to made you leave town? It was this man right here, not me. You made the decision to go to Puerto Rico. Now, there's 100 million motels down there. I don't know where you were staying. You just up and left. I still have the same phone number. I still live in the same house. And you, my friend, could have picked up the phone and called me if you wanted to talk to me.
Well, he couldn't get you on the phone because you're too busy talking to that long drink of water, Randy Hills. The man probably...
Why don't you quit instigating? You're just out here trying to cause a bunch of commotion, and what you need to do is stand there and keep your mouth shut. Now, Jamie, if you got a problem with me and you can talk about it or whatever, man. It don't matter. Don't listen to him. He's sitting here brainwashing you, and you know this guy. Man, I don't know this guy. Come on.
I'll tell you why you don't know him, because you don't need him no more. You knew him, but you don't know him now, because you got nothing that you want. You done spent it all. Wore his car out. Don't know him.
Hey, Bill, he said he don't know me. See, I'm one of the PG-13.
That's right.
You're one of them, and he's one of them, and I'm one of them. And you just own me, and you just own him.
If you don't need him no more, then you're a punk that always been one, and I don't like you. And they're wising up to you, Wolfie.
Look, why don't you stand there and keep your mouth shut? Now, you ain't had too much to say so far. That must mean that he's putting all these thoughts into your head because you ain't said much. Now, this is your dad, and I know that, and I've never tried to come between you. And speaking of phone calls, how many times have you told me riding up down the road, when I was growing up, Wolfie, my dad was on the road, I was at home with my mom, and my dad never called me. My dad was never there. You've told me 100 times he wasn't a good daddy to you. Now, what's that about? Now you're going to sit here and side with him over me, the guy that has been a lot of places with you. I've been to Mexico with you, Puerto Rico. We went to Monday Night Raw. We've been all over the world. And we didn't make a name for ourselves because of Dundee. We made a name for ourselves as PG-13, and half the world don't even know that this is your stinking daddy.
That's true. Wait. That's right, Wolfie. You're exactly right. But you see, if you want to get technical, how did PG-13 begin? Jamie Dundee, J.C. Ice, got you and said, Wolfie D, let's go see Jerry. And we knocked on the door of the big mansion. We said, please give us a chance, man, and let's show you what we got. And, of course, Jamie Dundee, J.C. Ice made us what we are today. I took us to Monday Night Raw. I made us a tag team champions. And ever since I've been gone and you got a television belt, you don't care what happened to me and my family. You don't care about PG-13 no more because you're a big TV champion now. Huh?
You're sitting here telling me you made PG-13?
Yeah, I
believe I was wearing these shorts just a little bit before you were. And I believe if we take a look at the pictures from when we started, I believe I'm the one who has carried this team. I've gone long ways. I've gone to the gym. You sit at home, drink beer, and smoke cigarettes.
Well, that may be true, but I'm telling you that I made this team, man. I put 100% of effort.
Hold on. Time out. Just stop. JC, this is getting totally out of hand. He's fixing to try to hit me or something. I'm not doing this. Look. Just hang on. Just shut up. Jamie, if you want to talk about this, if you want PG-13 to finish this thing, let's do like we've done 100 times before. Let's calm down. Let's get off the air. Let's go back there and talk about this. Because he's making up a lot of dirt about me. He's making up all kinds of dirt. And if you want to get down to it,
Dundee punching Wolfie D here. Now Jamie jumping on Wolfie. Look out, Dundee's got that man right in the head. Midget D has jumped in there.
Come on.
3 against 1.
Dundee, Bill Dundee, Jamie Dundee, and Midget D all jumping on Wolfie. Goodness gracious.
Wolfie D on the floor. Dundee standing on him. Midget D, J.C. Ice, Jamie Dundee jumping on him. Here comes help. Ryan Christopher and Miss Petra. Look out.
Look out, Dave. Midget D. Dundee and Jamie Dundee. And what in the Sam Hill got into Dundee?
Well, it's Bill. I mean, it's Bill Dundee that's tried to keep this whole thing stirred up, keep friction between Wolfie D and JC Ice all the way through, and that's what he's doing here again. While he attends to Wolfie, let's take a break. We'll be back with more in a moment. And
no woman touches me.
Well,
Get Randy hell out.
You guys jumped on Wolfie 3 against 1, and I don't care what he's on.
Doing sticking his nose in our
He's trying to help even it up so that all 3 of you are.
Sticking her nose in my business. A woman don't touch me.
If you're going to take that side, you're against us, brother, so just come on. Randy Hales, get out here. We want to talk to you. You look at this. Come on, give him the trap shot, brother. I'm telling you. Come on, Christopher, we going to do it.
What do you need to...
Get on out here.
What do you need to talk to Randy Hales for? I mean, we saw what happened there. We don't need Randy to confirm that it was 3 against 1. Here comes... There's Brian, and there's Miss Texas. Watch it. Oh, Midget D going after Miss Texas.
Whoa!
That was a mistake. Now the Dundee is trying to hold him back. That'd be a wise idea to do that.
Yeah, Midget D found himself rolling on the floor like a little pinball with Miss Texas. Especially him really fast. Here's Randy.
Things and show that.
Do this right here? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. We had we had a super match here a few days ago at the USWA. The return. Brian's called Randy over for some sort of conversation. Let's go ahead and show this videotape, because we had big Sid Vicious. Now Sid had feared he would never be able to wrestle again due to a neck injury, but it healed much better than expected. And as we made the announcement last week, the doctors had cleared him to return to wrestling, and he did it in the USWA going against Double J Jeff Jarrett. Take a look at some highlights.
Right there, Tony Falk interferes in the action, and he's holding
Frank Morrell with a chain, as Jeff Jarrett's entourage once again interferes in a match, causing problems for his opponent.
That's Falk holding Sid Vicious.
Not an easy thing to do in itself.
Yeah, but Sid had a friend of his own there down there this past week. Johnny Rodden.
Oh, yeah.
Sid Vicious setting Double J up high in the air. Put that throttle slam on him, and he pounded him down in the mat. Boy. Jarrett gets out of there after that throttle slam from Sid Vicious.
Frank Morrell and Patricia and somewhere Tony Falk all helping Jeff out of the wrestling area. Oh, there's Tony Falk. He's not helping anybody. He finds himself up in the air. Ooh. Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious working on him.
Powerbomb on Tony Falk.
And whoa.
Falk was out of there quickly, boy, after Vicious and Rodden got a hold of him.
Not quick enough for him, I'm sure. He should have left earlier and avoided all of that. Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten, also big, tough guy.
Yeah.
Here he comes right here. Get a word with him. He's got a handicap match coming up right here today. He's going to be going against not one but two opponents. And then, of course, hello there, and another big, you've got a handicap match coming up this week, too, against Frank Morrell and Tony Falk.
Well, as you saw on that tape right there, that Frank Morrell and Tony Falk had one come up on them, see? They thought they were going to put one over on Sid Vicious, but we were one step ahead. And you saw by that tape what happened Monday night. Well, that's going to happen again this Monday night, but it just happens I'm going to be by myself, and I think I'm very capable of taking those two boots on.
Well, I tell you, from what we have seen, I think you're absolutely right, very capable. We've got a handicap match here today scheduled for you, too. You ready for that one?
I'm ready as always.
All right, he heads to the ring. Johnny Rotten, get ready. Not one but two opponents going to be headed this way, and they'll be doing battle against him, and they'll come in as underdogs, too, let me tell you, against this big guy.
Here are the opponents now, Tony Myers and Ripley Prim.
Myers coming out
their way to the ring.
He doesn't feel like an underdog, apparently, the way he steps in here. He comes in ready and feels two against one. They've got it made. I don't know if they've seen Mr. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Wasted no time. Johnny Rotten goes after Ripley Prim over to the corner against Tony Myers. This is not a tag team match for these guys. This is a handicap match. They can both stay in there if they can. Almost said if they want to. It's not want to, it's if you can.
Johnny Rotten, big dude, boy. Clothesline on Ripley Prim to take him down, and he goes after Myers. Been some time since we've seen a handicap match here on USWA Wrestling. But Johnny Rotten.
Big power slam. I like Johnny Rotten's style. He didn't say much. He just said, I can take care of business. I've proven it, and I'm going to prove it again. He stepped in the ring. That's what he's doing so far.
Boy. What's that big boot to Ripley Prim? He sent Prim a powerbomb as he drops him down. Boy. Rotten setting Tony Myers up for the powerbomb and puts it on. Both of them down, and Rotten covers them 2 and 3.
Double count by the referee downtown, Bruno. Johnny Rotten, an easy victor in the handicap match. Very, very impressive. Hey, don't go away. We've got the current holders of the tag team titles going against the former holders in a non-title match coming up a little bit later on. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what?
Yeah, Tony Falk and Frank Morrell, I think they had some comments about the bout coming up this week, which the handicap match they're going to be in there.
Well, I hope they get to see the results of this one and the highlights of this one maybe before they step into the ring. They're going to get an education. But if they had some words, let's take a look and listen to what they have to say.
Never in my life seen such a low-down, dirty, underhanded trick in my life that Johnny Rotten pulled on us the other day. Let me explain this. See, we was in the dressing room with our boss, Double J, and we was planning out his strategy for that match with Sid Vicious. And this Johnny Rotten come in and he shook our hands. He said, how you guys doing? And he went over there and he sat down. Well, we went along planning our strategy, and I happened to notice he had his ear right into our conversation. But I didn't pay it no more attention. So then the big match was taking place. Halfway through it, Johnny Rotten come down there. We thought he was our friend. But right when we was getting ready to put this big goof Sid Vicious away, what did he do? That lowlife Johnny Rotten, he come in there with the chain, but he didn't hit Sid. He hit this man right here.
That's right. Johnny Rotten, let me tell you something, and you listen to me. You listen real close. You made my boss mad, but I'm not worried about my boss this time. You better be just worried about me, because remember, I wrestled for years. I forgot. I've learned more. I've done thrown more out the window, and you'll ever know, boy. And you think I'm going to be scared of you because I've got a little heart trouble? You've got another thought coming, Rotten.
We're going to take care of you, Frank and I. You can guarantee that.
See, it's a handy.
He was taking care of too much business last time he saw Johnny Rotten. It'll be the handicap match, though, both of them in there at the same time next time around. We'll be back with more from the USWA. The Big One Expo Center is where everything happens on Monday nights now. It's easy to get to, real easy to get to. just off of I-40, and from time to time we slip up and say 240, but that's really I-40 that goes around the north side of the city. At the Hollywood exit, exit number 5. I mean, you get off exit 5 and there it is.
There it is.
Right there. You don't have to look around. It's there.
Right there on that north loop, and a good-looking building, great security out there, a great atmosphere to bring the family for USWA.
Speaking of families, they're setting up a thing. We won't talk much about this right now. We will a little bit later on, though. Trying to set up a thing. For instance, if you got a birthday party like that, they're going to make some special arrangements for you so you can bring the family out.
Nice package deal on that, too.
Have a good evening. Admission prices are better than they used to be. $7, $6, and $4. Parking's only $1. Here's Randy right here. Randy, we just talked about this big action at the big one.
For a second, if you would do the, let me see, if you would do the on-tour segment here, everybody's making challenges. I'm going to change the entire Memphis card.
Wow.
So if you would, if you would do me a favor and just do the.
All right. So this is not going to be good. So we're going to change it.
I'm just going to got to rebook this whole Memphis card.
All right.
Just change this and do this segment here.
Okay. Let's do that, Corey.
On tour. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do the on-tour segment, and then we'll have whatever the Memphis card turns out to be coming up in just a few minutes. All right, we're also going to see some highlights of the match with Lawler against Tony Williams. We were talking about the hair cutting earlier and all of that, and maybe get a word or two from Tony. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and get started with USWA on tour beginning this afternoon? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh boy.
Here comes Lawler right here.
Here's the king. I want to tell you something. I guess the king is going to have to come out here and save the day. I mean, you guys have not had a clue all day. Dave, you're sitting over here stuttering, stammering, trying to read the format, looking at this down as a piece of paper. Randy Hales comes out here shaking worse than Muhammad Ali trying to light the Olympic torch last night. I never seen anything like it. Now, the king is on hand. I'm here. I'll save the day. What do you want to do next? On tour? You want to tell everybody where I'm going to be? Huh?
Yes.
Well, let's start with this afternoon. Why don't we start with this afternoon, okay?
2 o'clock midway forward this afternoon. We have the graphic for Midway Forward coming up 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's going to be free wrestling out at Midway today. 2 o'clock free wrestling. Is going to be free tickets also on hand. And there's a look at some of the names for the action coming up today. Midway Forward, 2 o'clock. Top of the card, the king, Jerry Law.
You can't see that far. Now, first y'all, all of a sudden, Corey says it's going to be free wrestling, then they're going to have free tickets. Now, why would you need a ticket if you're going to have free wrestling? Let's explain things a little better, Corey. Midway Forward, right out there on your way to Collierville, right? This afternoon, they're going to set the ring up right in the parking lot. We've done this at Bluff City Used Cars. We're going to do it again there. But this afternoon, Midway Forward, everybody's invited. Come out, see all the stars of the USWA. And you know what it costs you? Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zero. Zilch. It's absolutely free. You're going to get to see the king in person free. What kind of deal is that, Corey, huh? That is great. Now, on what you're talking about free tickets, there are going to be some tickets to be given away to the first people that get there to Monday Night Wrestling, right? At the big one. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, now, let's talk about, well, there it is. Let's go on to the next. What's next, Corey? Come on.
West Helena, Arkansas, Lady Luck Casino Pavilion, 8 o'clock bell time.
I'm going to tell you about that, baby. Lady Luck Casino. Lady Luck has shined on the king every time I've been down to Helena. I want to tell you this Wednesday night is going to be no exception. Jeff Jarrett, Phil Dundee, Miss Texas, and Big Sid Vicious coming to Lady Luck. Well, I'm going to tell you this, Big Sid. You better hope that you're lucky down there, because if you're not, you're going to be in a lot of trouble when it comes to the king.
That's Wednesday night at the Lady Luck Casino Pavilion. Always a great time at Lady Luck there. Look for you there.
You have to read this off a piece of paper. Me, just rolls off the top of my head.
Thursday night, July 25th, Manila, Arkansas for USW action at the Civic Center right there in Manila, 7:30 bell time. Unified World title bout when Double J, Jeff Jarrett, takes on Too Sexy Brian Christopher. Miss Texas on the card, Samantha, Bill Superstar Dundee, Whoopie D, big lineup in Manila. Coming up Thursday night, 7:30 bell time at the Civic Center. Hope to see you there in Manila. Friday, July 26th, Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Oh, let me tell you something. Jonesboro, Arkansas, you know, I can remember back, it hadn't been that many years ago, Jonesboro, Arkansas was a frequent stop every week. Every Saturday night we were in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Then it kind of went to once a month, then it moved to the Earl Bell Center. But now,
Now, it's at the Sportatorium, and everybody in and around Jonesboro, you find out where that Sportatorium is. It's just right on the outskirts of town, right at the city limits, and I'm going to tell you, that's going to be the place to be from now on every Friday night. Jonesboro, Arkansas is going back to being a weekly stop for the USWA, and the King is going to be there. It's going to be some hot action in Jonesboro. Friday night, Sportatorium on Highway 1 right there in Jonesboro. You see the cart of action for Jonesboro Friday night. Luxor, Arkansas Recreation Center, Saturday, July 27th. That's next week. Double J, Jeff Jarrett, Frank Morrell will be along with him. The King and Jerry Lawler. That's me, Corey, in case you don't know, you know. You're going to be there in Luxor. Also, Cavana and Sawyer, Brickhouse Brown, all there in Luxor. Coming up also Friday, August the 2nd, Ripley, Tennessee, at the football field. That's right, baby. It's almost getting football season, and the King is going to be ready. I might take whoever I'm wrestling out there in Ripley, and I might run them right up and down that football field, and then after I slam dunk them in the end zone there, I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to spike them right after I make that big touchdown, baby. Ripley, Tennessee for USW action. Hey, coming up Wednesday night, August the 14th. Brown out here, to be honest with you. I can tell you. Wednesday, August the 14th, Tunica, Mississippi, Sheraton Casino at Casino Center. USW action, 7:30 bell time. We will be back down there to Sheraton on August the 14th. Hey, while you're out here, just stay out here for a few minutes because I want you to see what happened. Well, you know what happened. You were involved in that bout. Yeah, Monday night. Yeah. I want you to see, is Tony Williams ever going to come out here? We've got Tony. He's scheduled to come out here. Wait a minute. He may be here already. Look under the desk. Look out. You know, he can do jumping jacks under his bed. It's no telling where Tony is. Everybody look under your seat. Tony Williams might be standing there. Anyway, where do you see his hair? It really looking stupid. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to pretty stupid before we cut it. We're going to take a look at highlights of the bout that took place last Monday night at the Big One Expo Center. It was Jerry the King Lawler versus Tony Williams. Now, there was a special stipulation. It was Scott Bowden's hair and $2,000 in cash versus Tony Williams' hair in the USWA title shot. Enough talking, show it. Let's take a look at it. Here it is here now. Take a look at what happened. There is Williams, backs him up, whips Lawler into the rope. Big backdrop on the King to take him down. Lawler has not beat Tony Williams, and he's only got about 30 seconds remaining now. 30 seconds remaining in this time limit. 30 seconds. Bring it back. Flips Tony Williams over. Tony falls. Lawler sets him up. Howell drives in down to the mat. He's got him. Oh, I thought he's going to go for the pin. He doesn't have much time. Scott Bowden, because Bowden played a huge part in this bout, I guarantee you that. 14 minutes, 56 seconds. Jerry Lawler defeats Tony Williams with only 4 seconds remaining. Hey, Tony Williams, you know what they say, here today, gone tomorrow. Here today, gone tomorrow. Hey, cut it just like Tony's body. Real stoic. Cut it real stoic. Scott Bowden making fun of Tony Williams. How about a nice round of applause for that, huh? Man, oh man. I want to take. Oh, look. I can't believe that he's going to show his face out here. Get a good. Tony Williams. He was so proud of that long hair. He thought he was Mr. G. Here's Tony Williams. Hello, Tony.
How's that footage just show, Corey? It ain't funny.
Well, he thinks it's real funny.
Lawler did beat me twice. within that 15-minute time period.
But 4 seconds to go in the time limit.
That's right, but what that footage didn't just show is me, little Tony Williams, beating the king, Jerry Lawler, not once, but twice.
That's right. Twice.
And without Scott Bowden's help, I might add.
That didn't make any difference. That didn't matter. That wasn't a stipulation. The stipulation was I had 15 minutes to beat you twice, and I got the job done, pal. You didn't get the job done. Your job was to try to keep your head from being shaved, and you didn't get the job done. You came up a little bit short.
The thing is, though, Lawler, you couldn't have done it without Scott Bowden. You couldn't have done it without Scott Bowden. So what I've done is I've asked Randy Hales to book me in a match with Scott Bowden, but not just an ordinary match. It's a back alley street ball, which means the match isn't over until somebody's stripped down completely bare.
You're not going to do that to Scott Bowden. You didn't know there's not going to be no match like that.
What Tony's asking for. There's another bout that
Bowden's got to agree to that, and he ain't done it. There you go.
He's already booked, Lawler. Randy's already booked the match.
That's a challenge for you, Scott Bowden. Back alley street brawl versus Tony Williams coming up this week.
I know that every woman sitting over here would love to see Scott Bowden without his clothes. I know you would. They're all salivating at the mouth right now. They would love to see Scott Bowden without his clothes on. But I promise you this, you embarrass me and you embarrass Jerry Lawler out here today, and I promise you, I'm going to step on you this week, punk. I'm going to squash you like a cockroach. I ain't scared of you.
Hey, you can talk about my height all you want to. Talk about how short I am, but Memphis Monday night, I'm going to show all these people exactly how short you really are.
Hey, we've got more action coming up here. We better get to it. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with it. Back on the street ball. I can't wait to see that.
Hey, tell you what, just got some new information we'll be sharing with you in just a few minutes. But right now, we've got a guy who is huge coming out here, the Punisher. He's been around for a number of weeks. He's really been impressive when he steps into the ring. Here's the referee, downtown Bruno, and Charlie Laird, the opponent for the Punisher, is already stepping into the ring right now. And as soon as the Punisher makes his appearance, we will be ready to go with more USWA wrestling action. That's not all of it for the day, by the way. We've got the current holders of the USWA Tag Team titles scheduled a little bit later on.
New champion.
That's right. Reggie B. Fine and Brickhouse Brown. They're still celebrating. They're going to be going against the former champions, although it will be a non-title match here today. There's the Punisher. Punisher steps up onto the ring apron. I mean, he doesn't use the steps either. He just steps up anywhere he wants to. Referee downtown Bruno calls for the bell, and we are underway officially as the Punisher goes against Charlie Laird. Corey?
Punisher, big guy, comes in about 291 pounds. From the underworld, Laird whips it into the rope. Not too fast as the big Punisher comes off with a shoulder, leaps over Laird, goes under him. Charlie Laird going for a hip toss, looks like. Flips over. Boy. Wow. Punisher, well, big form, man.
Just using that strength. There's no doubt about it. See how confident he is in his strength. He grabbed Charlie in a headlock just as the match started. I mean, it wasn't 10 seconds into it, and he had him in a good enough headlock. He told the referee, ask him if he wants to give up.
This Punisher has really looked impressive here in the USWA. He's on that second rope, climbs the top one here now. Laird down, and the Punisher drops down all of that. Nearly 300 pounds right on top of Laird.
He's asking for competition. He's not feeling he has much of a challenge here today, apparently, against Charlie Laird. Charlie choked on the top rope and then just dropped back into the ring.
Oh, it's been all Punisher during this bout. Charlie Laird, the only move he's made is to step into the ring because the Punisher has taken care of business during this one. Pounds Laird, knocks him down.
This Punisher's a powerhouse. There's no doubt about it. He can move, too. You know, a lot of times a guy that big and that strong, you expect him just to come in and just overpower his opponent, which he can do. But he also, you can see it, he can get off the mat, he can move around. Choke slam.
Charlie Laird down, and the Punisher gets on in 2 and 3, and that's it.
Punisher gets the victory. And frankly, he made it look easy against Charlie Laird here today. The Punisher hand raised and steps out of the ring with the victory intact.
Well, Dave, we're going to try to hear some comments from the Punisher.
What I want to know is where are all the big men in the USWA? You know, I've been here for a few weeks, and you can talk about Brian Christopher, Wolfie D, whoever you want to, but I'm telling you right now, there is no man in the USWA that's got my size. You sit down and shut up. It's got my size, it's got my power, and there is nobody. You look at 290 pounds, baby, of death from above. Now, I've been out here for a few weeks. I've made myself known. All I want is...
Hey, talk about competition. Here is the Spellbinder here.
I know who that is. That's a magic man wants to throw some dust in somebody's place. Hey, buddy, so you're back on the scene, huh? Well, I tell you what, brother, if you want some of this, you got it right now.
Whoa, Spellbinder! Going after the Punisher. A little impromptu match here, Dave.
Yeah.
And the Punisher asking for competition.
I'm going to ring the bell here. If that's... Oh, look out now. The Punisher picking up those big, heavy wooden steps over by the side of the ring.
Oh, the Spellbinder stands right up there to the big Punisher. Spellbinder comes in at about 275 pounds. He's a big guy. We've seen him around the USWA, and the Punisher.
The Punisher is not that anxious to climb back in there, apparently.
Such a step back.
He's backing away from it. I thought we were going to have an unscheduled match here, but obviously not. The Punisher has changed his mind, and the Punisher has left the wrestling area. There goes Spellbinder, and he's got to be very pleased, I think, with the fact that Punisher turned and left.
Yeah.
Here. We're going to leave, but just for a moment. We'll be back with more right after this. Yeah, Randy has given me the revised, very revised card. I understand everything is okay upstairs, and we're ready with all of that, which we'll do here in just a moment. Want to remind you that at the Big One Expo Center, Exit 5, Hollywood exit off of I-40, the north leg of the expressway that runs around the city. Very easy to get to. Bring the family on out. We'll be telling you in just a moment about the wrestling birthday parties. Yeah, there it is right there. I mean, it's right there, and it says 240, 40. Well, maybe it's both on that side, but I know it's officially Interstate 40.
Interstate 40 now.
Follow the
They
Little
changed
Rock signs.
not long ago.
Yeah.
That north loop is right there, but it's right off the exit. Either side you come on, exit 5, and it's right there.
Easy to get to. Wrestling birthday parties. They got a special thing for everybody that is coming up, and we want to run over that in a minute. Remember, 6 o'clock the food court opens. They'll rerun the television program for you. Meet some of the wrestlers, and then at 7:30 the wrestling begins. You can pick up advance tickets at the Big One Expo Center Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. Tickets are $7 for ringside, $6 for the risers, $4 general admission, and then parking is only $1. Man who's had a tough day here today and has had to do some explaining that he shouldn't have had to do. Talking about Wolfie D, Brian Christopher is here with him. Brian out here to help out when Wolfie was being jumped 3 against 1.
You know, Dave, since day one, when I started watching wrestling, I loved this business. When I got in this business, I loved it from the very beginning. But, you know, lately, it seems like everything's going crazy. It seems like everything's making me real sick at my stomach. The higher you get on the pedestal, the more people want to stab you in the back. The more people want to knock you behind your back. Nobody will come to your face and tell you something. It's always behind your back. They say in the wrestling business, a true friend is real hard to come by. And I never thought for 1 minute that Jamie Dundee would ever turn his back on me, because we started together. We've been through it all together. And I never asked him once to choose his father over me. But it looks like what we just saw out here, Jamie Dundee made his decision to be on his father's side. And I guess it looks like I found out who a true friend was in Brian Christopher and Miss Texas. They come out here to help me when I was being jumped on 3-on-1. Now, Monday night, JC Ice is no longer. JC Ice is dead, as far as I'm concerned. It's Jamie Dundee, and it's Bill Dundee. And you can call that little midget whatever you want to call him, but don't call him Midget D. And both of you, I don't want to see you in a pair of shorts, because I'm the one that made these shorts famous, and I don't want to see you running around trying to make a name off of me. So when it comes Monday night, JC Ice, you're dead. Jamie Dundee and Bill Dundee, you're going to be looking across the ring into these eyes, into this man's eyes, and we're going to show you exactly what it's all about. You tell him, Brian.
You know, Wolfie, you said something just a minute ago that hit home with me. Friends are hard to come by in the wrestling business. Everybody's always looking to get themselves on top. But you know what? I've been partners with thousands of people in the past. I've been partners with Jeff Jarrett. I've been partners with Doug Gilbert, Jerry Lawler. The list goes on and on. But you know what, Dave? Not one time have I ever turned my back on my partner. That's something that I can say and hold my head up about, because if I give my word that I'm going to be somebody's partner, that's what I'm going to be. And to watch Jamie Dundee come out here after years and years. These two guys have been partners for what, about 6 or 7 years now? 6 or 7 years, Dave, driving up and down the roads together, eating in the same restaurant, doing everything together, and then to watch him let his father talk in his ear and turn his back on him and start stomping this man right here. Makes me sick to my stomach. The Bill Dundee, you and Jerry Lawler, all these, you think that you run this place. Well, you don't. I'm going to tell you right now, Bill Dundee, that's why I agreed to be this man's partner. Jamie Dundee stabbing him in the back, and then Bill Dundee, who has been jealous of every single young wrestler that comes into this territory, that comes in here trying to start their career. He is jealous of them, and he tries to use them and get them out of the business as quick as he can. He tried to do it to this man, and he tried to do it to me in the past. Well, Bill Dundee, I know you're old as dirt, and it's time for you to see the light and get out of the business, no matter what it takes. And Wolfie D and Too Sexy, Brian Christopher, is going to do it to you this week. I've made promises in the past. It's time to get fired up. You done made your band, Dundee, and now you're going to line it. You're mine, and I want you to take care of Jamie. You boys are going to get hurt this week.
It's all coming up, part of the big card, the revised card, coming up at the big one, Expo Center. Corey? Under the cover, we got some valuable paper here because the changes and everything. Let's share right here. Hey, let me quickly tell you about these birthday parties before we get into the card. It's a special deal. If you've got a group that want to have a birthday party, you're going to have a ringside seat, a special food deal. It's a $10 total, which means you actually save money on the ringside seat, and because you also get $4 in moose bucks to spend at the concession of your choice. Great deal if you got a birthday party coming up. Get a free program. From time to time, pictures may be available with the wrestlers, maybe some autographs. Some limited party rooms are also available. Party room visits by some of the stars, special introduction for your birthday for the person celebrating, and other things. Cakes, drinks, balloons also available. All of that can be worked out. Just call them at the big one, and we'll have that number for you at another time. I'll give it to you right now. If you don't happen to have a pen, we'll give it to you in weeks ahead. It's 901-276-3532. Listen to the action that's coming up out there. Main thing coming up is the wrestling action, and Flex Kavana is going to be going against Yoshi Kwan in the opening match. That should be interesting to see.
That's going to be a good one. Saw Leon Downs a few weeks ago. He's going to be back in action, back at the big one, and he'll be taking on Bart Sawyer in single action.
Here's a match which is going to feature Tony Williams going against Scott Bowden. Now, Tony, as you saw a few moments ago, doesn't have hair that long anymore. Scott Bowden is the reason, and Tony and Scott are going to go at each other. This is a match that Mr. Williams wanted, and he's got it Monday night.
Here's an interesting one. The Spellbinder takes on the Punisher in a single bout.
Handicap match. Johnny Rotten, he took care of business easily today. He's got some rugged competition in the handicap match coming up Monday night. And Frank Morrell, as Frank correctly pointed out, Frank was a rugged wrestler for many, many years. And Tony Falk, Tony has been kind of tough, too, since he's been hanging around Double J and Frank Morrell. The handicap match with Big Johnny Rotten going against both of them.
Special challenge here. Midget D is export. He'll be taking on Miss Texas. Yeah. Boy, look out for that one Monday night.
He didn't ask me, or I would have told him that's a mistake, Midget. But he is going to be going against Miss Texas there. USWA Tag Team title match. Rick House Brown and Reggie B. Fine, and look at who their opponents are going to be. Get ready. They're coming into the Big One Expo Center Monday night, the Moondogs.
Then a big grudge match when Bill Superstar Dundee teams up with JC Ice or Jamie Dundee. They will take on the team of Whoopie D and Too Sexy Brian Christopher.
And a result of all the things going in here today, that match has been booked. There's no doubt about it. Here's Jamie Dundee right. Oh, Jamie's upset.
Whoopie D, man. I hear you out here crying, Whoopie D. Nobody's my friend. I don't have no friends no more. You know what, Whoopie D? You don't have no friends. Brian Christopher ain't your friend, and I ain't your friend no more, punk. Because you remember this line, boy. Blood is a lot thicker than water, boy. So this Monday night, Whoopie D and your stupid little shorts, let me tell you something. When we started that idea, we were kids, man. I'm a 25-year-old grown-up man now, and I go back to tights and boots. Only little kids and basketball players wear shorts, punk. This is a wrestling world, so what you need to do is get a clue, and you, Mr. Too Sexy Brian Christopher, I ain't never liked you, boy, with that silly laugh, and if I ever hear you talk about my dad again in public, I don't care if you're at the mall or at the store, when I see you, punk, I'm gonna knock that silly little laugh right off your face, punk.
I just want you two boys to listen up. That's right. You know what bothers the both of you? Every week you come out here and you say it. Jerry Lawler this, Bill Dundee that. It sticks to your craw, punk, because we've been in the shower longer than either one of you's been wrestling. And you're damn right. You're damn right. We sold out every building we went to. You know why? Because we're tough and we fight and we do what we say we're going to do. All this flip-flopping don't get it done today, brother. It don't get it done, and it sure as hell don't get it done in Memphis. So when we come to the big one Monday night, don't expect no wrist lock. I'm going to gouge your eye out, bite your nose off, whatever it takes. Because, Christopher, I never liked you. I started with you about 3 years ago. You was wet behind the ears then, and you're still wet behind the ears. Oh, yeah, you go to the gym, lift weights, oil up, and you look not too bad. But wrestling ways and fighting ways, you ain't got it. And Wolfie D, I hate you. I hate your whole being, man. I told you, I hate your mother. I hate your father. I hate everything it's got to do with you. And it's coming to a screeching halt Monday night at the big one. And I promise you, as sure as his name's Jimmy Dundee, that's Wolfie D, that's Midgie D, and I'm Bill Dundee. You are being taken out, punk, and you can all shut up over there.
Bill Superstar Dundee and JC Ice Jamie Dundee, along with Midget D, they got the bout coming up Monday night. We'll see what happened down at the Big One Expo Center. Hey, another special note also, Dave, next week, for the next 2 weeks, due to the Olympics, USW action will be on just a few minutes early, 9:30 until 11 next week and the following week. So for the next 2 weeks, we're on early at 9:30. Monday night, we'll see you at the Big One. We'll be back here with more exciting USWA Championship Wrestling action. We'll be back to it.
We can stand here and talk all day. You go right to the ring. We're short on time. Let's go to the ring. Let's get the match underway. I know that Sawyer and Cabana are unhappy.
Look, we're going to take care of them right now. But I know one thing. It's a conspiracy going on around here. You got us against the Moondogs. I ain't going to lie. I'm scared of the Moondogs, and I'm very dangerous when I'm scared.
Better be scared of the Moondogs when they come right
now. Dave Brown, give us our props. 7 years for me.
I see it. USWA Tag Team titles. But a couple of very upset guys going to be headed in here right now. The former champions in Bart Sawyer and Flex Cabana, who are scheduled in this non-title match today.
Here they are.
Oh, look out.
They hit the ring, boy. Go right after Reggie B. Fine. Round. Sawyer and Cabana, the former USWA Tag Team Champions.
They feel like that Brickhouse Brown and Reggie stole the belts from them. They are none too happy about it. They've had a very tough time hanging on to the tag team title. Not through their own fault necessarily in all cases either.
Sawyer going after Brickhouse Brown over in the corner. Reggie B. Fine slams down Flex Cabana. This is a non-title bout here today also.
Not only is it a non-title bout, Reggie and Brick wouldn't put the belts on the line. Not only that, they made sure that security was right here to hustle the belts out.
Yeah.
Oh, look out, Bulldog!
Look out! Bulldog! Spot and Rover hit the ring. Rover with a top to a trash can from somewhere. No telling where he got it from, Dave. Bulldog spot.
When they come in, they've almost always got something like a trash can or a broom or who knows what. And they go after Reggie B. Fine and Brickhouse Brown. They do have a match that's booked later on in the week, and the titles will be on the line at that time. Brickhouse said he was scared of him. He better be. Tell you what. All right, let's remind you of the big action coming up at the Big One Expo Center Monday night, 7:30 right there. Midget, we don't have time
for this now. What do you want?
Let me tell you something about Miss Texas. Let me tell you something about her right now. I ain't afraid of no woman, and I will not take no crap off of her, and I will fight her right now.
Whoa! He's out of here. Miss Texas got the bout signed from Monday.
Yeah, Miss Texas match is signed.
I'm going to beat you like you stole something.
Miss Texas going against Midget D. Let's run through this card as much as we can of it for you right here.
Yeah.
Flex Cabana goes against Yoshi Kwan in the opening match of the night. Bart Sawyer will be going against Leon Down.
Grudge match when Tony Williams will take on Scott Bowden, and back alley street brawl rules in that one.
And the Spellbinder goes against the Punisher. The Punisher asked for competition. He's got it.
Handicap match, Johnny Rodden. Saw him here today in the handicap bout. Boy, he looked mighty, mighty impressive. He'll take on Frank Morrell and Tony Falk in the handicap match.
Special challenge match, Miss Texas against Midget D.
USWA Tag Team titles, Reggie B. Fine, Brickhouse Brown defending them Monday night against the Moondog.
And then Bill Dundee and Jamie Dundee against Wolfie D and Too Sexy Brian Christopher all Monday night. We'll have more from the USWA next week. We hope you'll join us. Special half-hour early time. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.